How's it going, everybody, and welcome to another Wakai comic production. And today I got something really cool for you guys. We're doing another top 5 countdown, everybody. That's another top 5 countdown, and I'm bringing you guys a special topic today that just really, I was thinking about it out of nowhere while I was actually trying to make a Dragon Ball review that just crapped out on me. But I decided, after it crapped out on me, I decided, hey, I should probably make this video instead. So the topic for this video, ladies and gentlemen, is essentially going to be the top 5 worst Dragon Ball beatdowns. And what I mean by Dragon Ball beatdowns is any beatdown that's happened in the Dragon Ball canon. So that's from Dragon Ball all the way to Dragon Ball Super. So we're gonna count any beatdowns, any significant, savage beatdowns that have happened within the Dragon Ball canon. Of course, this is my opinion. This is things that I think of, and this list is subjective to what I personally think. So this is not a definitive list. This is just one that I put together based on my own opinions. And one big thing about Dragon Ball before I get started is the the beatings that occur when someone does get totally beat down savagely. It's a thing to behold, ladies and gentlemen. Let me say, it's a work of art to see how Dragon Ball can portray someone being defeated utterly and wholly in a show about people, planet busters going head to head. So that's why I really wanted to bring this list to you guys, so you can see that through all the training, through all the hard work, through all the all the work that these guys put in to be the strongest, you can still get your butt kicked so easily in this show. And I think this is some of the best examples. Okay, so for the first pick, you guys might have to excuse me because I'm actually I don't think that this is actually canon to the manga per se, but this did happen in the anime, so I'm gonna go ahead and count it anyway. This is when Goku first went to Outworld after killing himself against Cell. He went to the martial arts tournament and met a guy there named Pikkon. Now, they were asked by Grand Kai to go down to Hell and basically stop the Ginyu Force, Cell, Frieza, and King Cold from having a field day down there. And the reason why I put this one on the list is because the way that everybody is dealt with so savagely, but on top of that, the way that we get introduced to Pikkon as this beast, this behemoth of just a powerhouse. He deals with some of the villains that we saw in Dragon Ball, the big main villains to this day, Cell and Frieza, like they are nothing. Like he shuts them down so utterly and so spectacularly that everybody, when they saw this, their mouths were agape. And Pikkon was the talk of the town. We all wanted to know how strong was Pikkon, like how strong is this man? And then afterwards, we actually get to see him go toe to toe with Goku. So the reason why I picked this one essentially is because it's not a main Z fighter, and it's a total beatdown of people you just would not expect to get beat down in such fashion. So gotta give it up. My number one choice, of course, is gonna be my main man, the green monster from the other world, Pikkon. You get number 5, man. Good job. Okay, so number 4 on my list, of course, is a legendary beatdown of savage proprieties, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone knows this one, which is why it's not higher on the list. Because if this would have just happened not too long ago, if this would have been fresher, I can guarantee you this would be my number 1. But you guys can tell this is the Super Vegeta versus Semi-Imperfect Cell fight. Now, this one starts with Vegeta hitting another level, his Super Vegeta form right off the bat. So ladies and gentlemen, that this one is going to be, we're in for a crazy ride. Anybody who loved Vegeta, we were we were begging for this because he just came out the hyperbolic time chamber, man. He was ready to go. He didn't think Cell was a threat, and we all just wanted to see the fruits of he and Trunks' training, and that's exactly what this fight did for us. We got to see true Vegeta, you know, in the most savage of forms, and what he did to Cell is just disgraceful. It's just ugly, dude. Like, he beats that man down so bad and humiliates him so bad. You almost, the whole time you get the feeling that Cell's gonna crop. Like, that's how bad this beating is. And Vegeta just plays with him. Like, he doesn't even show any true concern the entire fight. It's so bad that, you know, he's making jokes and cracking jokes in the middle of the fight. He's tanking attacks that, you know, you would not regularly tank or from someone like Cell. Like, it's an utter blowout. You know what I mean? Like, the only thing that makes this fight not the best fight in Dragon Ball even is the fact that Vegeta let semi-perfect Cell actually eventually turn into perfect and didn't just outright kill him. Because the disgrace of this fight, trust me, Cell, imperfect Cell, deserved to die. It was humiliating. It was just bad, man. You felt sorry for Cell, but at the same time, you know, he did so much messed up stuff that you were more happy to see Vegeta dish out this spectacular savage beatdown than you felt sorry for Cell. Like I said, this one would have been definitely higher up on the list if Vegeta could have just got the KO in the end. But it's essentially, since he didn't get the KO in the end and all we just got was an exhibition of you know, an Ascended Saiyan's powers, it's gonna be a little bit higher up on the list, unfortunately. But I'm not taking away from just the disgustingness and the savagery of this one. Vegeta, you are awesome. That's why you secured this spot on the list. So I'm going to go ahead and cheat here for a little bit for my number 3 entry. It's actually going to be 2 instances because I didn't want Vegeta on here doing too many beat downs, and I didn't want Vegeta to actually get beat down too many times. If you know anything about Dragon Ball, you know Vegeta unfortunately catches a lot of beat downs, so he's going to be on this list again. Just, you know, stay tuned. So with this one, I did something special. Vegeta versus Frieza, the first time they fight, is just a straight, towards the end is one of the most savage and brutal beat downs ever that Frieza delivers upon Vegeta. I mean, he beats this man's back and shatters this man's dreams in front of everybody. It's like, it's sadistic. It's beyond a beatdown at this point in time. And Vegeta later on, while Super's going on, actually gets a chance to repay Frieza for this humiliation, and he returns the favor with a sheer humiliation of his own. While it might not be as brutal and as like just sadistic as the one that Frieza gave, it's more impactful, and it's like, it's more alpha male, if that means anything. Vegeta's beatdown on Frieza was to purely show him, boy, I am so far ahead of your league now, you can't even look in my direction. And that's what he shows him, is like, I'm superior. The first time Vegeta got beat down, it was so sad. Like, Vegeta was still a semi-villain at the time, but our first real feelings of sympathy came at this point in time because Vegeta was getting beat. Like, his back, nobody knows how his back was getting tenderized. You ever seen one of those mallets that somebody beats meat with? That's what was going on there, bro. His back was getting utterly destroyed, and it's almost funny, but it's not, dude, because you know the pain that he's going through. But once we got to see Vegeta actually deliver that beat down back to Frieza so thoroughly and so completely, it was all worth it. The only thing that made that fight between Frieza and Vegeta worse was you know what happened at the end of Resurrection of F. I won't blow it in case nobody's ever seen it. But yeah, these two beatdowns were both savage and just like dirty in their own right. And I decided when it comes to Frieza and Vegeta, both of them deserve their respect for the respective beatdowns that they placed on each other. So that's why they're on the list. Okay, so number 2 on the list, we're actually going into the more sadistic, violent, horrible beatdowns, more so than, somebody just purely getting humiliated. This is more so than, like, you look at this and you're almost like, wow, this is bad. Like, you look at this and you're like, Jesus Christ, I wish I can help these people. So if you couldn't tell already, number 2 is going to be Kid Buu versus Vegeta. This happened at the end of the series, and it is a beatdown worthy of the end of the series. One unique thing about this beatdown is most of the beatdowns are extremely humiliating to the person who takes them, but this beatdown in particular did more to involve a spirit of determination and pride with Vegeta, because of the way that he stood up for himself and the way that he put his life on the line against a superior opponent that he knew that he would lose to. He continued to keep coming back and fight. That does not change the fact that this was a beatdown, though, ladies and gentlemen, because Buu gave this man each letter of the work. He gave this man each letter, and for Vegeta to stand up to it, of course, was a thing of savageness in its own, but it does not out savage the savageness of this here beating. This is bad, ladies and gentlemen. When we were watching this, I felt so sad, and I felt mad even for Vegeta, because I'm like, dude, Vegeta would never get his chance to shine. This is how Vegeta goes out at the end of the series, is he takes the worst beating, probably most likely the worst beating that we have ever seen, and this is the end. This is how he's represented. And yeah, Kid Buu's a monster and everything like that, and he helped Super Saiyan 3, and he came around and he helped Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and he helped save the universe. Vegeta is forever cemented, but man, this beatdown. So finally on our list is the worst beatdown in Dragon Ball canon history, if you ask me. Man, now this one goes all the way to the sadistic side, and it's just one of the hardest things that I've had to watch, especially in my young life. Was one of the hardest things that I ever had to watch. Any true Dragon Ball fans out here should have thought of this as the worst beatdown, simply because it is. I mean, I don't see how you can even contest this. Videl versus Spopovich is some of the most violent imagery that Dragon Ball has ever produced. And not to mention, it's a teenage girl being severely beaten by a behemoth. I mean, I'm talking about a behemoth of a man, like a 9-foot tall, bald-headed muscle man, just beating her non-stop. As a kid, dude, I'm pretty sure this made me cry, if not come close to it, because it's ultra violent. Like, this is ultra violent for Dragon Ball. And that's saying something when this is a show that's all about essentially fighting and hitting people as hard as you can. This is a lot to watch. I've showed this actually to a couple of my friends when they say Dragon Ball is like a kid show or something, because honestly, your opinions don't really matter to me, but sometimes I'm like, dude, like, you think this is a kid show? I got one scene to show you, and this is the go-to scene for me every single time. It's violent, it's hard to watch, you know what I mean? It's gritty, and this is like the worst I think that Dragon Ball has to offer for when it comes to, like, shock factor and just gore. This scene alone, that hit right there, is just one of the worst, dude. Like, look at that. It's one of the worst. So I don't really think there's any contest to the most savage or brutal beatdowns in Dragon Ball. Yeah, there's beatdowns that have meant more and that have lasted longer, but this right here, this beatdown has to be by far like the worst beatdown of all time to watch. It's really, really bad. Really, really bad. So that's the video today. I just wanted to kind of touch on, just the other part of Dragon Ball. Someone wins the fights, of course, but man, somebody also has to lose. And these are some of the worst losses to a fight in Dragon Ball. But one thing that we know about this show is, you lose, but you know, just like a saying, if you lose and keep going, all you're gonna do is get stronger. Most of the people who took these beatings, you know what I mean, they came back to do something that was even more prolific in the future. You know, they got stronger from it in some way, or they learned something from it in some way. So even though you might catch a savage beatdown in your future, ladies and gentlemen, somebody might come and mollywop you and stomp you into the ground in front of everybody and just smack your girl and smack your children and then smack you and then take your car. If you get up and keep fighting afterwards and work to get stronger than the person that did that, you never know. You might actually surpass them one day and get to deliver your beating of your own. You might get to go find their house and, you know, and break their front door and smack them around. You know, not that I condone any violence. I'm not a fan of violence unless it's happening on anime. So yeah, guys, I really do hope that you guys enjoyed the video. You know, enjoyed the topic. I really do like bringing up top fives to you guys. They're just pretty time consuming to make. But that's definitely going to be something that I'm going to do in the near future. More Dragon Ball top fives, but eventually my top fives are actually going to, you know, cover a lot more things. So if you guys actually like this video and you like, you know, seeing all the random Dragon Ball people get beat down and everything like that, be sure to drop a like. Like the Twitter page YoungKami93, and also like my Facebook page at Wakai Kami Productions. Thanks for watching, and you guys are awesome. See ya.